Excuse me. Excuse me.
I'm just waiting for a few people to walk in.
Can you hear me, James, still?
I can hear you.
Okay. I just want to make sure. Okay, I'm recording right now, and I'm sharing my screen and sound.
All right. For those of you who can't hear Christine, she said she set the recorder and sound.
Should I get up to a little podium?
I mean, you could jump up to the podium, Christine, if you want, or the panel table.
Hi, everybody. I can't hear everybody, though.
All right. Well, it's oh, I hear a little bit of an echo. Is that, oh, Christine, I hear that. You.
All right, hold on. Let me turn it down. How's that?
I think that's better. All right. Well, we'll get started. Thank you for joining the West Room. I know I have some competition over in the East Room. That room is probably full. So if you guys can just maybe take a seat, you guys can probably fill in the front row. And then I won't be able to hear you guys talking if you guys have a question. So maybe throughout this presentation, if you have a question, just raise your hand. Or just feel free to come up to the podium on the right side of the room or the panel table and start talking at the microphone. All right, so I'm going to just start sharing my screen here. Just give me a second. All right, are you able to see Microsoft Teams? You can nod your head. All right, perfect. All right, so let's see. I got to get my notes on one side of the screen. Sorry, bear with me. All right. So good morning. Welcome to the Engineering Offsite of 2021. If you are here for the Microsoft Teams training, you're in the right room. If you're wanting to find the panel families, that's in the East room. So if you're coming in, just feel free to take a seat. So I see Romy and Chris Samuela, they walked in, so feel free to take a seat. If the front row is full, you can sit in the second row. Try not to sit in the back row. You guys are too far away. All right. So let's see. How do I see everyone? Christine, is there a way to see everyone's face?
Everyone's face at the top, you mean? They're not showing to the, oh, because you only see.
All right. Well, maybe we'll just use the emojis.
You can,
just by a show of hands, who has
so.
used Microsoft Teams at least once?
Thumbs up from almost everybody.
All right.
There we go.
Nice,
Eduardo
nice. A lot of people. And then keep your hands raised. Who's used it at least, 5 times?
Chris Samuela doesn't have his hand up.
Who uses it regularly? Oh, wow. So quite a few people still use it. Okay. Well, hopefully you guys will learn something new with me. So if you guys use this regularly, you probably have the same knowledge of Teams as I do. So who doesn't really know much about Teams? Maybe. Okay. So I see Kendall's hand. All right. So we have a couple people who may not know Teams all that much. So hopefully you'll get something out of this meeting. All right. So we'll start off. So when you open Microsoft Teams, it may start off as showing your activity. So any kind of platform, you might have an activity button. and it just shows you, what's going on with everything. So if you're part of a team or if you have a chat, it will show up in this window here. Speaking of chat, just like Zoom Messenger, um, I don't know if you use Zoom Messenger at all, but Teams also has a messenger. So you can message people by clicking this button. And if you just start typing a name, let's see, Christine Rutherford, and you can start typing hello. She might not have this open. So you can see she's offline if you hover over her avatar. Let me see if I can find someone else who might have it open.
I have it open.
Oh, you do have it open. Okay. So, hi, Christine.
Hi.
So, all right. Well, this is where you would, you know, talk to people. You could also share files with this person. You can drag and drop files here. You can see, what organization. Okay, well, this person doesn't have much in here. All right. Hey, Junaid says hi. So here we go. Hello, Junaid. And then him and I can share files, just him and I, if we wanted to. Um, so there's not much activity here that we have in common since we just said hello for the first time. The next one down over on the left are your teams. So if you've used Teams for quite a while, you might have a quite big list here. So for me, you know, quite a few jobs. We started this new thing maybe a few months back where we're trying to get all jobs, at least in Fremont, kind of its own teams. So within the jobs folder, there's all these different projects in here. There's 21 hidden channels for myself. Um, you could certainly find one that maybe is not listed here. Um, you could even just go into the manage team and kind of select your channel. So these are all the channels in this particular team. So each channel is a project, and then you can kind of toggle on or off um, the particular job that you like listed in this list here. So if you're only dealing with, one or two teams, you can just check those jobs and then uncheck the rest. That way you're not seeing the entire list over on the far left over here. Any questions so far? I see Kendall's hand is still up. All right. Junaid, I see your hand is up. Maybe in your emoji, if you can clear your hand if you don't have any questions.
That's Romy and Frazad.
Oh, okay. It's kind of hard to see the map over there. All right. I saw another hand go up. Is that Coda? You can come up to the table and ask a question. You'll have to mute yourself too if you're.
My question was, so we don't need to be connected to the VPN to access those files?
No, that's the beauty of it. So no VPN connection. This is purely cloud-based. You could Microsoft Teams also has a mobile app, which is pretty good. So you can access all the stuff on your mobile phone. So any files, any team, you can join, you can chat, you can video conference all on your phone as well as the desktop app.
Cool, thank you.
Yep, that was a good question. All right. So when you first come to the Teams tab, if you're not seeing a job that you want, you can click this Join or Create Team. So when you click that button there, you can create your own. You could join a team with a code if you have it, or if it's a public team within the organization, you can certainly find it here. So let's see, there's a panel Gemba team. There's a West Edge takeoff team. You can just kind of scroll and find it. If you're having trouble finding a team, you can certainly, if you know the administrator to the job, you can certainly ask them for it. So let's see, you could also search up here. So let's see if we were looking for, let's see, certainly jobs. So there's the jobs team. Let's see if we can find a particular channel. Stanford. Yeah, so here are two channels, Stanford Bridge Building and Stanford George Schultz, both in the jobs team. So you can find it that way as well. All right, we'll come back to these shortly. I'm just going to jump down this left bar here. Calendar. So this brings up your Outlook calendar. So it just kind of integrates it here. You can make calls to one another, mainly video calls, and of course files for yourself. So if you've accessed files with Teams, these are the most recent ones that you can have quick access to. Because if you're kind of bouncing around with different channels, trying to go out of a channel and then into another channel just to find a file, if you've accessed it recently, you can certainly come here and scroll through your list. All right, let's see here. And then you could also add apps to this sidebar. Tasks by Planner is somewhat similar to Trello. I don't know if anyone's not heard of Trello. But anyways, it's a Kanban system. You can add this for yourself. You can also add a wiki for yourself. You can also add Trello in here and a few other apps. So if we just add tasks here, so now it's kind of loading. So these are my tasks. As you can see, these are very important tasks. I've already completed that one. I can complete that one. You can also come into these tasks and add notes. So these are for yourself. So people aren't seeing that. You could maybe see other tasks from other teams in here. So under jobs, you can see that Carla had some to-do items in 1081 and so forth. So you can add OneNote and other apps. All right. Any volunteers that would like to join a team with me? That way the demonstrator. Okay, Eureka. Let's see. Let's find a team, one I'm familiar with. Let's see. Well, let's just go into this engineering offsite test. So I created this specifically for this. Right now, this is not open to anyone, but I'm going to invite her to this. So let's see, manage channel. I could also get email address to it, get a link to the channel. So let's see, get link to channel. So I can copy this, and then I'm just going to, let's see, in the Zoom chat, here we go, I'm just gonna paste it in there for you. Okay. Oh, whoops, wrong one. I think I gave you the link to the wrong one. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, let me give you the link to the other one. Okay. So we'll come back to this shortly. Let's see, manage team, show channels, joining team. We did that. Search for team. Okay, across the top. So once you're in the team, there's all these different little tabs. Now each team is different. If you go to create a new team, you're only going to have like a couple of these. But since I created this just for this offsite, so under files, you can click, any kind of file. Again, this is all in the cloud, so you don't need VPN access. You could share any kind of type of file, Word docs, Excel files, and multiple people can be in here editing it at a time. So I don't know if Eureka, if you want to kind of jump in to this file, and it's okay, we can mess this one up because it's just a copy of another one. But as she's editing, you would be able to see her cells being highlighted. I'll maybe wait till she gets in there.
I need your it doesn't let me in.
Oh, it doesn't let you in.
Yeah.
Okay.
My request sent to you, so you have to upload me.
Oh, okay. So under activity, there we go. So I'm gonna just accept her, and then we can go back to that team. All right, were you able to get in there, Eureka? And feel free to come up to the microphone as well, and you can just probably sit at the microphone this whole session, Eureka.
Okay, I'm in.
All right. So you can see that Eureka kind of highlighted a cell, so you won't see anything typed until she's done typing. So here I can type here, but she's probably typing over there. And then once she hits enter, you'll see that cell populate. So you can have multiple people in here. So you don't have the full functionality of regular Excel app on your desktop, but you do have the option of coming over to more options, or I'm sorry, the other, let's see, open in browser, or you can download this file. In the browser, let's see, just open it up on my other screen. So now this is open in Chrome. So now I can have Chrome open and kind of doing the same thing. So here I'm typing in Chrome, and then hopefully you see it over in the, it's just kind of refreshing. Yeah, so you just see that I typed over there. All right, I'm gonna close out of this. Any questions on files? You do have the option of adding a wiki to your team. So similar to, the wiki for Walters and Wolf, a little different though. Haven't really played around with it too much, but you can create job notes here. So each job could also have a tasks bar. So you can create a Kanban system with to-dos. You can name these buckets with anything. In progress, completed, and multiple people in the teams could, access this. So if you have multiple people and you're, delegating certain items to people, you can certainly even separate this out as by person. So I can have one called James for myself, one for Eureka. You can just add tasks. You can set due dates to it. You can assign people to it. Add task. You could also see it in the list form if you don't like that view. You can see a schedule view. So if you assigned dates, you can see it in this view, and then some charts for how many items were not started or in progress and so forth. So adding tabs to this, let's see here. So there's many apps for adding for your team. So a lot of these I'm not really sure what they are, but a really good one that I like is the whiteboard. I don't know if you guys are all used to Jamboard. So Jamboard, which is run by, I believe, Google, it is limited. You can only have 25 people in that one. This one, I believe there's no max to it. So here I'm in the whiteboard, and there's really no border. It's an infinite border, I believe. But you can draw in here. You could add Post-its. Jamboard, you can't do all this. Well, you can do some of this, but it's very limited. Add text. Let's see. So editing is probably better in the open app. So let's see. Let's open the app. I think I've already. Maybe I don't have it already. Yeah, let's see what happens. Get the Windows app. I think that was on my old computer. Just say get, and I believe you don't need IT permission for this. Oh, I hit the other button. All right, well, there's an app for this. Take my word for it, and it's better. All right, any questions so far? All right, someone still has their hand raised. I'm not sure who that is down there. Might be Mark. Oh, okay. Okay, you could also add Trello to this. So if you want a team, let's see. So if you already have a team in Trello, but you're using it in Microsoft Teams, you can certainly add this in here. Oops, sorry about this. So I'm just going to add a Trello board in here. So this is our drafting and engineering feedback board. So this is all now in my Teams. So I have full functionality in here. Maybe not full, but certainly the same functionality. Hopefully there's no limitations to it, but it looks to be the same. I can add comments to it just like I am in Trello. Let's see here. You can also add websites to your header. So let's see, website. Unfortunately, we can't add our intranet in here. I already looked into that one, but let's see if I can add, I don't know, Google. Not a valid. That's funny. How is that not valid? There we go. So now you have Google in your team. All right. Let's see what's next. Any questions so far? No. Let's go back to files. I'm going to just navigate out of here real quick. Trying to find one that has lots of files in here. So South Main. there are lots of files in here from all of this year. And, you could localize all this by syncing it. So that way it shows up in your files browser on your computer. So I'm going to kind of show you how to do that and see what that looks like. So I already mentioned that you can drag and drop files in here. You could add new files. You can add folders in here, Word docs, Excels, presentations. You could also upload files or a whole folder if you'd like. And you can sync this or send this link to someone. So you can copy the link, send it in an email or a chat. So I'm going to show you how to sync this. So I am going to start by, let's see. Actually, I'm going to open in SharePoint and I'm going to click sync. So it's now syncing the files. So now it's syncing. So I should now be able to come to my folders browser. And so over on the left side here, under Walters and Wolf Glass Company, it will show you that folder. So under South Main, it just created this. So you're kind of seeing all these files the same way that you're seeing them here in Teams. And you can, use this like you would a normal folder. It shows the status here with the cloud. So it's obviously in Teams. And you can drag and drop, you can copy. So let's just try something. So if I were to say new, text document, test for engineering offsite. So I just created that here and you saw that it just popped up here as well. So in my folders browser, this is just another file. I can start typing, I can save, close out of it. And hopefully if I open it up here, it shows that this document was edited by myself a few seconds ago. I can open it up in Teams, or this is actually my the cloud, but let me go open it up over here in Teams. Where is it? There we go, found it. So there's the text. And then over on this side, oh, I'm not able to edit because I have it open. I believe that's why I'm not able to edit it. Let's close out of this. Let's try that again. Ah, well, nice live demonstration. Won't let me. All right, well, I haven't really tried text files, but it works with other things. All right, so let's go back to this engineering offsite. I'm gonna try to just do a video chat with Eureka. She's still here. So I'm gonna say meet now. You can just say join. You can set some of your volumes, your camera on or off before you start, background filters, and then say join. Not sure how well it will work since I'm also in Gather. We'll see how this goes. All right, perfect. So I'm gonna just request that Yuriko join. So now she's connecting. Of course, it says my video is not working just because my video is being accessed by Gather. So maybe if I turn off my video and Gather, maybe you can see. Let's try this out. All right, is my video on? Okay. Let's try this out. How about now? There we go. Okay. So Yuriko and I are both in Teams. Is it echoey for you guys? No? Okay, so the audio is only coming through Gather for you, not through Teams. Okay. And I don't know if maybe you share your screen, Yuriko, since I'm sharing my screen in Gather. So when you share your screen in Teams, then you can kind of show Kendall's pointing to this side of the screen. There we go. Yes, I see your CAD. I'm going to just maximize this so people can see the full effect. So unfortunately with Teams, I can't annotate the screen. So what I'm going to do, the workaround, I'm going to request control. And what it does is it's going to show two cursors. So now my cursor has my initials, and then Yuriko, if you move your cursor around. So now I can just point to things. So Yuriko, this fastener over here, this 13 HP, it looks really good. So, all right. But I can't really annotate it. So I can only really use this as a pointing feature. Although I could probably take control over command line. Let's see if I type line, will it let me
Just
create a line? Maybe not. Yeah, it's a little finicky, but yeah, I mean, I can certainly select things, but it's yeah, it's a little laggy, but it works really great as a pointer. So I'm just going to stop control, and then you can see participants. You can invite people to it. There's even a conversation piece in this chat. So it's a little slow. I don't know if it's because I'm running both Gather and Teams. This detail looks good. You could also attach, you can make emojis in here. Let's see. Also raise hand, just like you can in Gather. Oh, let's see. There's a participant. Oh, maybe it was Yuriko raising her hand. All right. Let's see what else. Anything else in the? Okay. So I'm going to leave this. You can stay in here, Yuriko, because I want to show everyone. So I'm going to leave. Let's see here. So Yuriko's going to stay in there. So when you come to a Teams, you can see that something is happening. So you can see this little video. That means there's a conference happening as we speak. So if we go in there, you can see that Yuriko's still there. She's presenting. You can send her a quick message. So you should be able to see like multiple, avatars if there's multiple people in there, and you can say, oh yeah, I'd like to go in and join it. So you don't necessarily need to be invited to that meeting, because most of our teams are, organizational based. So you could essentially just join and click and see a meeting and say, okay, I'm just going to go in and join this. And let's see if she's still here. Yep, and Yuriko's still here. Hi, Yuriko. I was just showing everyone how you can leave and see how people are still in the meeting and just join that way as well. Exactly. Yeah. So we use a lot. We use this feature in drafting in Fremont quite a bit. Our Gemba sessions, essentially, some of my people will be in all day Gembas where they're essentially, in here all day. They might have their camera off with the mic off, but at least I can see that some activities going on, so I can kind of pop in and say, "Hi, Yuriko, how's it going? You have any problem with this detail?" And she can quickly share her screen. Teams does a really good job with CAD and Revit. We've had some issues with Zoom where we've had quite a few crashes in Zoom. So Microsoft Teams is pretty stable. So having someone in the Teams, all day, it makes it really easy for just, collaboration rather than having to call someone, especially when, people are working from home. So there's still quite a few people working from home right now. So trying to contact them via Zoom or phone call, if you just, decide in advance to say, hey, join this team all day today, and then we'll pop in and out and, collaborate. All right, am I missing anything else with this? Okay, so next step, I'm gonna just kind of show how to schedule a Teams meeting. So I'm gonna leave this, Yuriko. So leave. Oh yeah, you can leave. Sorry. All right, so Yuriko just left there, and it shows the status. So in the activity of this job or this team, you can see, what's all happened, like adding the whiteboard, adding that feedback. There was a meeting in here, when it started and how long it lasted, and who the participants were. So you could also reply even after the meeting is ended. You could reply to that meeting like, oh, I missed this meeting. Do you have notes to share with me? So let's schedule a meeting. So you're familiar with the Meet Now. Let's schedule a meeting. So let's just say engineering offsite. Let's see, I'm going to add Yuriko again. You can add optional attendees, just like you are in Outlook. None for now. Let's see, so it's 10:09. So let's set this to 10:11, and hopefully, let's see, I'm just going to set it to 10:30. You could set all day ones. You can set it to repeating if you wanted, every weekday. Like I said earlier, we had some Gembas, so I set every weekday, and then set the times. You can add some notes in here for your meeting. So let's go ahead and just send this before 10:11, so that way we can see what happens at 10:11. So right here now in the activity, it shows that a meeting is scheduled. So let's see, how many seconds do I have before? All right, so we have 30 seconds to see what happens. So I'm going to take a sip of water.
Is there jelly, honey? Did they give you jelly?
Well, nothing really happened, did it? I thought there was going to be a notification. Well, that bummed out. But once you schedule something in here, it does show up in your Outlook if you've invited people to it. So right over here under Engineering Offsite, they have a little join button. So you don't necessarily have to go into Teams to find it. Oh, look, Eureka started it. So I could also join by clicking here or join from my Outlook. So I'm just going to join here and then it's going to open it up. Say join now. And we're in the team. So thank you, Eureka, for starting that. I thought I was going to get a notification right at 10:11. Yeah, maybe it was too close. But yeah, when someone joins it, you'll get a notification down here. And of course, if you don't like it, I'm sure you can change it in your settings. So I think I've covered most everything. That's essentially Microsoft Teams. I don't know if I'm missing anything. Any questions? Feel free to come up to the table or the podium and ask a question.
So, James, I have a couple of points. On the calendar, if you have a recurring meeting, you can see it on the calendar. And then once you, so yeah, go to the calendar app. There you go. So you can see all of your regular scheduled meetings. If you go to any particular meeting, let's say there's a recurring one, but you want to clear them because of the offsite, you can actually clear them in here by selecting the meeting and you right click on it. And then you can delete just the occurrence right from here. So this is inside of the Teams app is the best way to control it. You can't control it well in Outlook, but inside the Teams app, you can control them and pick that you want to edit these particular meetings. So that's the best way to do it. It's right inside the Teams app itself.
There we go. Yeah, I've never really used the calendar feature in Teams, so that's a
yeah. That's I had to clear some meetings this week for that, and a little bit of research led me to here. It doesn't lend itself to clearing one instance of an ongoing recurring meeting in Outlook. It wants you to clear the whole thing, but since it's a team meeting, it works just fine working in the Teams calendar.
There we go. Very nice.
And then the other point I put in the chat was that you can also share your screen without the other person having to unshare when you're meeting together.
Right, yeah.
So you can trade sharing back and forth without having to wait for somebody to unshare.
All right. Anything else?
I have a question. Has anyone experienced the this team actually makes the 2 meeting rooms? If you have, like, our drafter is already in as the Gemba sessions, then we do have like a weekly meeting, and then some people try to attend by the Microsoft, from Microsoft Calendar, then actually create the 2 separate rooms.
Yeah, so go ahead and do the meet now again in there, and I'll kind of show everyone what that looks like, because I'm going to also do meet now. And yeah, so if someone's already in a conference and then you do meet now, it's not necessarily going to join you in there. So Eureka just created a new channel. I can join that one. But say if I were to also hit meet now, let's see what happens. Okay, I'm just gonna be in a meeting by myself. So you can kind of see now how there's 2 channels going on. So, I mean, it could be a good thing because maybe, one project, has multiple meetings. Maybe one meeting is for engineering, one meeting's for project management. But I have noticed that where, we're all trying to join the same meeting, and then 2 channels are created. So if you are invited to one, try to refrain from hitting meet now and go to your calendar and join that way, or just joining by coming in here and seeing. You usually can tell, if everyone's in one of them, click that to join. Don't create meet now, because it is going to put you in its separate channel. So yeah, it's a good one, Eureka. So I'm gonna, let's see, where did mine go? All right, it's a good one. Any other questions?
Yes, one more. I kind of heard there's like a forum for this one. I mean, for the Microsoft team, that we can give them the feedback or request. Is that true?
A forum for Microsoft?
Microsoft team, yes.
Oh, I'm sure there is. I'm just not aware of it.
Okay, because I kind of had the rumors. Then if we like, for example, we don't have any screen annotation functions on this one like Zoom has. Then if we have like any preferred or any request to their team for the new updates, then we can send it to them. That's what I heard. I never used, but okay.
Yeah, there's
At the bottom left, it says help. If you hover over that, it says suggest a feature or give feedback. So I'm assuming that's what functions would be.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure many people have suggested annotating screen.
Yeah. So James, we can join a Zoom meeting through Teams?
Zoom, there is an app for Zoom that you could put in here. I have not.
But myself. I mean, just like in our calendar, right? You open up a calendar thing and it's a Zoom meeting, right?
Oh, right. Yeah. So
can you just do that, right?
Let's try this one here. I've not tried this, but it does have a link, so I'm assuming that it's just gonna open. Let's see. Hold.
It's not letting you pick it though, is it? Okay, I wasn't sure. Yeah.
I can open link. There we go. Right click and open link, and let's see what happens. Hey, look at that.
What?
Yeah. So you can.
So you would still be in Teams, but you would be in a Zoom meeting, and so yeah, I wonder if your Teams thing would show that you're in a meeting. Probably not, right? So if someone tried joining you in a team, you just have to.
Yeah. So so let's see.
I mean, I'm just trying to think if the idea is that we are working all the time in Teams, because I've always thought you had to get out of Teams to go join a Zoom meeting, right? But maybe not.
Yeah, so when I hover over me, it does say I'm in a meeting, but I'm not sure if that's reading it from my calendar, just seeing if I'm busy or not.
Oh, I got you.
Let me just...
Which would be fine too. It doesn't matter how it tells someone else you're busy, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's your calendar or whether it's...
let's try this out. So if I just clear out... Right. So I'd almost have to clear out this engineering offsite.
Don't do that.
I know. Well, I'll say do not send just for demonstration purposes. So let's see. So yeah, it still says I'm in a meeting. So now I'm gonna just exit my Zoom and see. But I don't think it's reading my Zoom. Oh, look at that.
No, it changed. Yeah.
Yeah. So
time lag.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I mean that is a nice feature because many of us were in Teams meetings or Zoom meetings, and sometimes when you go to start a video conference with someone, say in Zoom, but they're in Teams, it may look like they're available because their Zoom light is is green, right?
Right, right.
But like Eureka, oh no, that's not Eureka. Where's Eureka? There's Eureka. Eureka is green.
Yeah.
So let's see if I go back to here. I just want to just try that out.
And then while you're looking for that, James, it's funny that it doesn't let you sign into the portal. It says because it doesn't have the little S on it.
Right.
It's funny that our portal and our wiki aren't protected sites. I don't know how that works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let's see if
I don't know if that's something just IT is in charge of, or if it's some super secret thing.
Yeah, so it still says I'm available, even though I'm in a Teams meeting. So, yeah, I'm not sure if you could really trust that if I'm in Zoom, but so sorry. I wanted it to work. Unfortunately, it did not. All right, let me end this meeting. Okay. We're almost out of time. I was not sure if I was going to fill up the whole hour. Any other questions?
James, I have a question.
Yes.
On task tab, if you add comment, is it editable or not?
In the task tab. So inside a team under tasks?
Mm-hmm. Because sometimes it's not, some software. If you add your comment, you're not able to edit it again.
So add a comment. Oh, right here. Okay. Lunch sounds good. So I'll send that. Right, because in Trello you can edit your comment, right?
Yes. Here
doesn't look like you can't.
You don't have any option here.
No. So I guess here say, whoops. I meant lunch sounds great. There. I guess that's the only way to really, yeah. Learn something new. Any other questions?
I had a couple comments. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Joe.
Okay.
Yes.
I had my hand raised, and I know you were ignoring that, so I thought I'd get up closer. Real quick on calendar, can you go to the calendar? This is something Tony showed me. So I've been in Gemba's, and we have them scheduled all day, and it'll show that we're busy. So he said to go to the line next to it on the left, and it's, I think, blue when you schedule something, and then change it to free, because I'm not really always, I'm available to join other meetings or schedule things, but he showed me to switch that to say free. Then people, when they look at my schedule, can tell, hey, they can invite me to something, but I'm still in a Gemba. A lot.
No one else can hear that, just so you know. Y'all been talking to yourselves, little group.
Oh.
So Joe's thing was when you're wearing all day Gembas, but you're maybe only in there for part of it, you can show that the meeting is free for you, so that way people can still maybe schedule meetings. Joe, maybe go up to the microphone and finish your thought.
I thought it was there.
James made a spot available for you. He moved over to the other. Yeah, so
thank you.
Feel free to sit between Eureka and James.
I got to go to Ghost. Oh,
there you go.
I'm bumping people over.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah. On the calendar. So if you go to the calendar, there's a blue line, I think it is, on the left, or whatever color it is on yours. If you click on that, or right click on it, I think.
You're referring to, you mean like Microsoft Outlook,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. Then, you can go change that to free, because then people can invite me to meetings. I'm scheduled in them all day, but I wasn't doing that. And Tony said to do that. So then, because I am in Gembas that are, I'm in most of the day. And so, but I'm also available to be invited to another meeting or something. So at least people can see I'm free on those. So when I have an all day Gemba, I do that. Another thing is, if you go down to the bottom right and hover over the speaker and right click, go to open volume mixer. One of the things that I do there is if I'm in a Microsoft Teams, no, the other, if you go down to it and right click and go to sound volume mixer, I can turn down the volume of that. For example, here Google Chrome would turn down, I think, the meeting we're in, so you can't hear everybody talking if you want to do that, because I might have a Zoom going on with someone else. So it's just something, you know, that you can use. You know, sometimes I'll be in one and we're all talking and I can't mute everybody and I get a phone call or something. So it's just something you can do. And you can even Zoom, same thing, you can turn down Zoom so they can't hear everybody else in the background. So just a couple ideas, tips.
Yeah, that's a good tip. All right, we're almost out of time. We got 4 minutes left. Any other questions? Feel free to come up to the podium.
Yeah, so is there like a reason, or like, are we going to all be moving over to Teams soon rather than using Zoom as well? Instead of like doubling up on it?
Yeah, I mean, I know we are trying to do more in Teams. I'm not sure if Zoom is going away anytime soon. Unfortunately, I don't have an answer for that. Because I mean, one thing that Zoom is really good at is you can annotate the screen, which I know in engineering we love to annotate the screen. I'm sure if Microsoft Teams were able to implement a annotation tool, I mean, then why would anyone really use Zoom at that point?
Yeah.
I mean, we might just have it just in case we're still collaborating with, you know, architects or GCs, you know, just because, you know, having multiple platforms does make it easier if other companies are using other platforms. So
yeah, most of our outside meetings are in Zoom, the majority of them.
Yeah, that's what I've been finding too. I just didn't know what maybe the benefits of Zoom were, but the annotation makes sense. Thank you.
Yep, it's a good one. All right, anything else? We got 2 minutes.
Nice job, James. I know more about Teams than I did an hour ago.
All right.
Excellent presentation.
I actually have a little more confidence that it might be possible.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't really sure how this presentation was going to go because I took the Zach Putman approach to try to wing in it and doing live demonstrations as opposed to a PowerPoint and pre-recorded videos. So,
thank you.
But thank you all for attending my class. There's a lot more attendees here than I anticipated. I know my computation from Daniel over in the East Room, I thought everyone was going to be over there, but glad to see some faces here. And again, if you wanted to kind of see his, again, these presentations are or were recorded, so you can certainly then go back and watch that video later. So thank you all for attending. You guys can all exit the room, but please single file out. I don't want a stampede out of this room, so please use caution, as you know, safety is our main priority. So, all right. Well, thank you everyone, and see you all throughout the offsite.